gotta get ready. We in the zone. Great man said that. Great man said that. I hear they asking what time is it? Well, it's game time. I ain't shooting no shots, I'ma bang mine. Talking about 3 deep on the baseline. Everybody just be looking at the hang time. Off the hook, bro, I'm the Sandman. Up the bat, you can really hear the fans chant. Watch the pitch, bout to split like Van Damme. Ain't for the fence, cause I'm going for the grand slam. I can't settle for less, cause people owe me.
What's good with you?
What's good with him? Tie-dye socks and shit everywhere.
You see him?
Mm-hmm. Hello? Huh?
That's what the first news.
We recording. You ain't recording. On the camera?
Yeah, we're recording camera.
Fuck this head up.
Alright, we in the building, man. I know In The Zone podcast. Episode. Damn, what episode we on? 10?
No, 11.
Nah,
10.
9.
Is it? No.
Probably 9 or 10.
No, 9 was the shoes episode.
It's 10 because,
That was
yeah.
9, sure?
Yeah,
Oh, it's
We did 2.
You did a part 1, part
Part
2.
1, part 2.
So that's still, we on 10.
9. Now we doing episode 9,
this is
part
10.
1 and 2.
So this is
That's how you put that?
Yeah, that's how you told me to put it.
I did?
Yeah.
I don't even tell you that
Oh,
before.
y'all gotta get better at this.
You was that drunk?
Part of the episode, huh?
You was that drunk?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
But you know what it is, Zay Richmond, episode 10, I be forgetting episodes and shit. That's why I got my cameraman and Dave,
I'm on.
co-host.
I'm on.
So that Mama Wanda.
You put up
I'm on one.
Put my name.
Hi, Mom.
Say Santos? I ain't say Dave? I said Dave, I ain't say David.
Oh,
You know, go ahead.
Street legend out here. It can't be no one.
Anyway, we got a special guest. You know, you want to introduce yourself or you want me to introduce you?
You can do it. It's your show.
Wow.
Any other time you want to.
This is my sister.
I'm
You
just
can't tell.
This is my big head ass guy.
But no, this is my sister, man. Y'all can follow her on. She'll get into that. We'll get into what she do. She does hair. She's a cosmetologist.
License.
No.
You can't.
Taylor, tayxslayxkollection. You
You
know.
gotta put that up. You gotta say
No.
license.
Definitely licensed.
Bitches
Oh,
be,
yeah,
10
definitely
years.
licensed. You work
bitches be
before.
doing hair.
We were a
illegally.
decade in. Oh shit.
Shout out to the hustle.
Definitely a decade
I
in.
got
No,
that shit.
facts.
Nah,
Get your money,
facts.
man. However you
I
get
used
it.
to do it too.
However you get it.
Hey, don't put that on wax.
Somebody don't put nothing on wax. You don't put that on wax. But now today we got a little bit more deeper conversation to talk about today. Something our generation is starting to become a little bit more aware of. But you know, we still got a lot of us still don't take it serious. It's just like the importance of mental health and how you should go about handling that, how serious you should take it, and also the role your family members and friends can play on positively or negatively affecting your mental health. So we definitely gonna have a nice little conversation. I remember my guy here, actually, because I want you to elaborate on it. You said you feel like everybody deals with some form of anxiety.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
I want to know why you feel that way, because I personally don't feel like I deal with anxiety, but wifey do.
that could be a.
Why do you think I do?
That could be like a defense mechanism, though, too. On your end, you could not want to admit it because
Or you
some
just don't
people
know.
some people would look at mental health as like a sign of weakness, when it's really like a sign of strength because it's like it takes a lot to admit to yourself. Well, one to yourself that okay, something's wrong.
And it may not.
Fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, if you can admit that to yourself, then it's like, all right, what proper steps do you now take to get right? Because it's not to everybody else, you're gonna look fine. You're always gonna look fine if you're yourself.
Yeah,
But
that's a
if
fact.
you know yourself, then you're gonna be like, okay, all right, something ain't right.
Right.
But that's where the strength comes up. I feel as though everybody deals with anxiety because like everybody been through something. Everybody, and then like your mind, and all anxiety is like your mind is an overload. Like you're always thinking about something, whether it be good or bad. Like I would say a good form of anxiety would be like nervousness. Like when you get excited, you get nervous.
Mhm.
Like
Like when y'all play football, you get the butterflies
yeah,
and stuff.
some people like, or like when you get an interview, like they be like, "Oh, I'm not like I'm
nervous.
I'm really anxious, but like but you know you want the job, but it's like
Right.
my professor always told me, he was like, if you're not anxious about something, then you don't want it. If you're not nervous about it, then you don't want it. He said, because if you just go about it just all nonchalant, then it's not really something you want. But if it's something that you want or want to do good at, there's gonna be some type of butterflies involved, or anxiousness, I would say, or nerves. So I feel as though people just think of, oh, anxiety is just a negative. Like,
Yeah. They
not
call
everything's gonna be a negative.
Right. Right. Or they identify it differently.
Yeah.
Like they may not know that that's anxiety. Like,
Yeah.
they may look at it just completely different.
Yeah.
Like even just worrying, that could be anxiety, or
Mhm.
contemplating on something like numerous times, like that could be anxiety. Thinking stuff over too much, that's anxiety.
Mhm.
Like mad different stuff.
That's what I feel. But as she just described, I feel as though everybody
Goes through those things.
Everybody goes through that though. They handle it different.
They handle it different.
Yeah, everybody. I guess that's. I guess that's.
And some
where
people
like,
can have it more or
Yeah,
less. You
I
can do
guess.
that less, or you can do that a lot.
Yeah.
And once you know, like, dang, I'm doing this a lot. Like, what is this? Like,
I guess
always
that's
thinking
where the
about
whole
something.
diagnosis part comes in,
Right.
as far as like how people handle it. Because then like people like kind of like how depression.
Right.
People could fall into depression, but then like some people like may like close off, but then like some people may like cut themselves. Like it's extremes to it, but like I feel as though everybody handles it different.
Yeah.
But that's just me. But I'm also not licensed, so don't quote me
I
on
mean, nah, I ain't
anything.
saying nobody licensed, but I'm just saying it's like it's.
Nah, because some people that's
something.
licensed may look at it as like, oh, like you're misdiagnosing. And I'm just like,
Right.
I just feel,
Oh, yeah,
I just feel like sometimes like everything
Personal
doesn't need a
beliefs say that,
diagnosis.
like-
Word. But see, that's what I agree with that, because like even if they license, you say you misdiagnosing people,
So, yeah,
I be feeling like that's you telling me it's black or white.
yeah.
Right.
Where
But
in
Because
reality,
There's
it's
not a lot of gray area in psych though, unfortunately.
that's what I'm saying. But in reality, when you talking about the human brain,
Yeah,
there's way more gray area than it is black and white.
it's a lot.
It's
more
probably
gray.
damn near 97% gray area.
It's as I tell people, it's strongest muscle we have in our body. It's strongest muscle in the world. There's no way.
The strongest organ on the planet.
There's no way.
It's complex organ on the planet.
There's no way nobody has anxiety. There's no way. I don't care. Like, our brain does too much. Like,
Right.
you could literally think yourself into depression.
Because your mind is a powerful thing.
You could literally think, like, you could think yourself into success. Like, there's things you could do, like, with your brain. Like, if you do it right, it could be an extreme good or an extreme bad. Like, you can tell yourself you're beautiful all day, and you can feel that. It will show. But then you can also tell yourself, I'm ugly as shit, and it will show.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a fact.
Like,
That's
there's way, like, people, like, I would say, like, demean, like, how strong
The power of
that
words.
is.
The power of words, the power of positive thinking, how you think, period. The things you say, too, that's like affirmations to self. Like,
Yeah,
you get up, you say something, your brain is listening to you.
exactly.
If you think it, then you say it. That's why you gotta be mindful of the things you say.
Yeah,
And think
mindful
before you
things to
speak.
think, yeah.
Yeah. And be able to channel that.
See, that's the hard part, where it's like, I understand whatever you put in the universe comes back full circle. But people don't even realize whatever you feed your brain
Whatever you put into
comes
you,
back.
come
You
back
put into
full
you.
circle.
Facts.
Mhm.
Because like the subconscious is way more powerful than the conscious.
Right.
Yeah.
Most of the shit we do we subconsciously. And we don't really understand that. So when people start learning to understand, like, you have to train the subconscious to get the results you want. It's like you tell yourself, and even with me, like, I tell myself, like, when it comes to bad habits, I'm a procrastinator, I'm this,
You
you're not
gotta
good
stop
at
saying
this.
that.
You gotta
Because
stop
as
telling
you
yourself
saying
that.
that-
I'm just reaffirming it to myself.
Right.
It's
And
crazy
making myself.
because I call myself a dummy in certain situations. And this one girl I used to talk to, she was like, "Stop calling yourself a dummy. You're not dumb." I'm like, "Yeah, I know that, but like, it just sounds good when I say I'm a dummy. 'Cause, like, when I fuck up, it be dumb shit.
Yeah.
So I just be like, all
Well,
right,
Martin says sometimes we
we
do
do
dumb
dumb
shit.
shit. What we come her say, man, men are dumb. Like, we do dumb shit. Like, he said, so you just go sit at the pool with all the niggas.
Yo, no, for real.
He said, I thought.
Back.
He said, I was waiting on you to come there. Oh.
Always go left.
I'm sorry. I thought this was supposed to be serious.
This wasn't gonna make it. We didn't even make it 10 minutes.
Oh man.
Facts.
But nah, I think that's real. I think it's real power. I think it's something, including myself, like definitely ignored when it came to like mental health. When it came to like really dealing with like the mental issues we go through, because like you give yourself. Like, y'all know me. I'm a private person. I don't tell niggas shit. Niggas don't even be knowing half the shit I be doing until they see it. Like, oh shit. I ain't telling niggas.
I'm the same way though.
Facts. So it's like.
But I also like to be like the test dummy for shit. Like if I fail, like let me fail, and then like I'll correct it, and then like then I'll give everybody the game.
But that's where growth is. People who fail more grow more. So to want to be a test dummy is like, I'm willing to take all these risks because I'm gonna learn all of this first.
Oh, no, I'll take all the risks. As long as long as I know my family gonna be good at the end, I don't care. I'll take on all risks.
Word.
See, man, I ain't
That's me.
See, that's my problem. I ain't test dummy.
I'll take on all risks. I don't care.
I'm a risk taker.
See, that's what I'm gonna do.
See, I'll take risks when it comes.
What is wrong with you?
Ooh, man.
Yo, what's good? What is good with you? Hell no. He didn't say that. He didn't mean that. None of that. Like, hell no.
Yes, he did.
I'm the one to talk to your son, man.
She know.
I miss you.
My mom was like, if there's something that happened and they said you did coke, I said, unfortunately, I'm be like, I know. She's like, I know.
I'm crying.
This ain't your fault, Mama Wanda.
At all.
That's not. It's just not.
Remember,
It's
people
just
actions don't have nothing to do with you.
No, oh no, she know that. It's just me wanting to be dumb. Again, I'll be the test dummy. I'll be the
Nah,
People
when I-
tested before you though.
I mean, when I say like test dummy shit, so it's like, really for me, like for a long time, like I can honestly say now, like I was in denial about a lot of shit. Like I was in denial about like my anger, which is why I want a therapist now. I was in denial about shit that I was honestly in denial about not holding grudges, which I fucking do.
I had anger management growing up.
Super bad.
That's amazing.
Nobody would never know.
I wouldn't even know that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
He
But like
knows.
about it.
My anger
Y'all
was
niggas
horrible
saying about
when I
it.
was younger, bro.
Y'all niggas
My
saying about it.
anger was horrible.
If you ask Dave, I just met him 2 years ago.
Easy. Easy.
Right.
Like,
You
it
killed
was
me.
like but it's like a leap year, 2 years.
Facts.
So
Can't
you
be
get like the extra like, 2 days.
But no, I was in denial about a lot of shit. I was in denial like when I really realized and study and learn more about like mental health issues, like anxiety. Like I do feel like I have a little bit of anxiety. I don't think it's extreme as some people I know in my life, but like some of it, I done dealt with like depression more recent than people know.
I've
It's
dealt
like
with
all
depression
type of shit. So it's like
recent
not on
as
like the
last
major,
year.
nothing on like major levels where it's like damn, but you kind of look back and be like, damn, I was kind of like
Fucked up.
for a little bit.
That's how I say it. I say like I was like my senior year in college. Like I told myself like I was in like real fucked up.
in the dark.
Okay.
place.
Headspace, like
spot.
yeah.
Which like, cause like on the surface, where it's like, which is like I know now, in order for me to cope with it, I had to like put a lot on my plate. Cause I was taking like 18 credits. I was working. I was trying
But
to
you
get
was
the
just
fuck- I was
feeding
trying to get
distraction.
the fuck out of there.
Facts,
You was
man.
just giving yourself
Because if I
distraction.
allowed myself to sit, that shit would have lingered.
What she was about to say.
I just feel like you was just feeding distraction. You still didn't deal with it.
Nah, I didn't. But that's why I know now. Like I had to keep myself
Have to.
busy.
Yeah, but you have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Regardless of how busy you. So that's why like I used to work so much. Like I started working at 11. I haven't stopped since.
Yeah.
And not knowing like growing up, like I had a lot of like depression.
Yeah.
But I was saying here and there, my mom be like, you know, ain't nothing wrong with you, da da da. But I knew,
Typical old school niggas.
you know, I knew. So to cope with
Which
it for
end
me
it for?
was to keep busy. And keeping busy for me was getting to it. Like I'm not worried about nothing else. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And since then, like I always did more than one thing. Like consistently. Like I worked up until I had Tanai 2 weeks. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I just never never dealt with it until I had to. Your body, your mind, just sit you down. Like, you don't want to deal with it? All right, I'm going to make you deal with it.
It's crazy that you said that. I have
Yeah.
a quote that I tell Deja and Denzel. And it's, God will find, if you don't listen to God, God will sit your ass down.
Yep. That's
If you don't listen to God, God will sit your ass down.
I say that to myself
one way or
all the time.
another. Whether it may be an extreme, it may be
Minor, it may be something that just open your eyes.
mine was my car accident. Mine was my car accident because I was running on fumes. Literally, I was running on fumes, rushing and then
Super wild.
running on fumes. But
I didn't even know you was in a car accident.
God will find a way to sit your ass down.
Right, like, chill.
It's oddly enough for me to say, if I had, mine was her. Because when I first came back from school, I was working 4 jobs. So y'all remember them days. I was working 4 jobs all over the place, slaving. And it's like, she used to always complain, like, you working too many jobs, you need to chill, you need to quit some jobs, quit some of them jobs. And I'd be like, nah, I'm trying to get to it. Then after a while, I'm like, that shit started to wear on you. I'm like, man,
Yeah, that's facts.
I'm gonna go down to 3. Now I'm gonna go down to 2.
Right.
And after a while, now I'm just at 1. And I'll be like,
Fuck
yeah, for real, fuck that job.
Right.
I was working.
That's for Juan too.
I was
Keep that on camera too. I was
working 3
that out. They gonna fire me one day. They gonna fire me one day.
Hey, yo.
But nah, so it's like you have to. I really feel like people don't value the time, like to really just sit down. I feel like a lot of people feel like movement is always productive. You could be moving and not making no progress to nothing. It still be you could be doing a whole bunch of shit. Exactly. Running in a circle. It's like a hamster in a wheel. I'm doing all this movement and I ain't getting no fucking where. But sometimes you need to sit down and devise a plan so when you make movement, it's actually progressing you in the direction that you want to go. But I had to say over the last couple of years, like when it comes to this year and the year coming up, like I'm really starting to finally get like a full direction of and vision of where I want to go, where I see myself in the future. Before it was like, you know, I wanted success, but it was like, how am I going to get there? Now I can see an actual plan and the steps I need to take to get to where I want to be. Because sometimes it just takes time. Like,
and you can't look at it as just success. Success is so broad. Like that's why I be telling you all the time. Like what do you like? What do you like? Figure out what you like. That's what success is at. Whatever you like. You like doing podcasts, you like doing sports, you like doing music, you like doing photography, you like doing hair. Like find that, make that shit triple. Like you know how I feel about that. So like you gotta figure it out.
And the crazy part is like you was like that younger because like when we graduated high school, I remember you and my mom used to get into it and she wanted you to go straight to college and you was like, nah, I want to go to hair school.
Right.
That's how it was with David.
That's how it was with Daddy.
Opposite reaction with my mom was just like, all right.
See, my mom was like, nah. My mom was like, she wanted her to go because my mom
she would have been the first of her kids to go to school, right?
What
Your mom's kids, right?
No, my mom got a degree. He got a degree.
I'm saying.
Like college.
Did you go to school?
Right after? Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right, then never mind.
Whereas
like, how my mom was, it would be different because like she saw Denzel and Dashawn flunked out.
When going to school right after high school?
Yep.
Dashawn waited a couple. Dashawn went straight into work.
Okay.
Denzel, because of football, went in, but like he.
See, my mind frame was when I first wanted to go to school, it was like, all right, because I remember Gabby wanted to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And it was like, I want to go to hair school, but she wanted me to go to college. I wanted to do psych, and I wanted to do hair. I feel like it went together. I wanted to help people.
Yeah.
So her thing was not like, you need your education. My thing was like, I need some money. So like, I've been working since I was 11. You let me get these little jobs under the table, whatever. Like, I'm still trying to, how I'm going to get money in school. Like, so it's like, all right, let me go to hair school. And then I go to college. I had to tell my mom, like, I had to make a deal with her. Like, I promised I'd go to college.
After.
Yeah, so what she want, I ended up trying to do it at the same time. But, you know, I couldn't because they wouldn't even allow that financial aid and stuff. But they wouldn't allow it. So I ended up getting lucky. Like, yeah, they already took my for hair school, so I got to do that first. Like,
Yeah.
so, and she was like, well, you gotta go to college. So I did that, and I went to school, and it wasn't for me.
And that's fine.
But you gotta
And that
remember,
part
like,
is fine.
that's the
But
thing
I was-
with, like,
I was-
our parents' generation.
Yeah,
like,
because I was to this, like, maybe till last year, my mom, you gotta get that degree. Like, you gotta get that degree. I'm telling her I don't need no degree. Like, I don't need no, I got certificates, I got all types of diplomas, I got all types of stuff that's gonna make, you feel me, it pop for me. Like, you telling me I need to get a degree for a certain income that you want me to be able to get in the future. And I'm telling you, I'm getting that income down. Like, and I'm doing what I love. Like, and that's why I tell them all the time, like, you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. You don't need school. I went to school. I got educated in my craft.
But you got, I'll be looking at it like, honestly, now I'm an advocate for, like, college is a waste of fucking time.
Speed.
College is a waste of fucking time. And matter of fact, let me not say that.
Do me a favor?
That blatantly.
No, but you can talk. Load that,
Yeah, let me not say that too
Let me see your
blatantly,
phone.
but like, to me, I feel like depending on if you don't know what you want, college can be a waste of time.
Right.
If you want to be in a field where you gotta be a doctor, a lawyer, you know that's what you want, you want to love, alright, use college. But like, if you don't know exactly what you want to do, it's a waste of time because you're literally telling yourself, I'm gonna get $100,000 in debt to possibly get a job that's gonna pay me $30,000 to $40,000 a year.
Yeah, possible.
Might get lucky and make 50 to
Possibly.
60.
Possible.
But like with the
Not
cost of living
guaranteed.
going up, that's not you living paycheck to paycheck and you in the same struggle your parents grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
I just think our parents pushed that education on us because when they was coming up and when their parents was coming up, they couldn't get it. We got we're not too
It was harder.
removed from Jim Crow laws and slavery, so they couldn't get that kind of education. So like they're like, well, you got the opportunities to do this shit that we had past generations couldn't. But our generation now is kind of like we starting to realize like that shit. College is a full business. It's not about the education. You
Bro.
can get your education outside of college. You actually learn more through life.
You can learn more on
I
YouTube.
remember on YouTube. But honestly, I had a professor who told me he was like he went to college, he got his degree in like psychology or something. He was a sports management fucking professor. Did something totally different, but he said he learned more when he was traveling the world,
Mm-hmm.
like going to different countries. He learned more about different perspectives, different countries, different cultures. He learned so much more just getting the experience than reading a book. And that's trained learning. College teaches you to be a worker. They do not.
Word.
If you want to be an entrepreneur, do not waste your time going to get a degree.
Only thing I give college.
I don't disagree with that statement. I disagree with the method.
Of
Meaning, like, there's certain things like school can teach you
I agree.
And
That's why I said I don't want to say it's a waste of time. It could.
because, like, I learned about economics and accounting through college.
But that's why I said
But you can learn
if
those things
I did.
outside.
No, I'm not saying that I
But
can't.
that's why I
I'm just
said
saying
if you go
the
to
way it was
college-
taught to me in
Right,
college
right.
made it applicable with everything
Yeah.
else. Like, I see everything different
Right.
because of that. Whereas, like,
That's what I'm saying. It
if you
depends
read
on
it
what
in
you
a
want to go
book,
for.
yeah.
Like, if you know what you want to do, like if
Yeah.
you saying I'm going to college,
See, I didn't know.
I want to be an entrepreneur, and I'm gonna just study
I
business.
had no
All right, if
idea.
you want to use that degree to eventually just to gain the knowledge, and that's
Yeah.
the way you feel like you want to do it. But also, and honestly, like I will say, the experience of college is great.
grow you up
You need
fast.
to grow you up
It
fast.
grow
It
you
really
up
gives you. It's like a
fast.
little. It's
Might fuck you up
it's-
even more.
I ain't gonna lie. It's like the.
True,
It's like
true.
Talk about depression, motherfucker. Like,
No facts. No facts.
about walking niggas into
But
depression.
college is really like the pregame to life.
Fuck
Because
that.
like you out the
if
house.
you ain't make it through high school unscathed, don't go to college.
I'm just
Don't
saying.
go to college because college gonna eat you up. College gonna eat you
Mike,
up.
Nah, that's
College
right.
gonna eat you up, bro.
Mike, because you're gonna
That
be broke.
freshman year, college gonna eat you up. If you never had fun in high school, if you never like was able to like manage yourself in high school,
Go to
if you
community
were-
college
oh,
first.
yeah.
Go to
it's
community
gonna
college
fuck you.
first.
Yeah,
It's gonna fuck
It's
you
too
up.
much. That's too much.
It's too much pressure. It's too much pressure.
Not just pressure, but too much freedom too. Because you ain't had that freedom
But
to
that
do shit.
becomes pressure because now your parents are expecting you to do one thing, but then you're also
Have the freedom to do this.
also have the freedom to say,
So you want to do?
I don't give a fuck. Like, they don't gotta know. I'm in class. I'll text you back when you're really just chilling in bed. They don't gotta know that.
And that's I ain't gonna lie, that's my story.
That's the prep, but that's where the whole pressure comes in because
Yeah.
then it's like, do you
That's a
feed
fact.
your ego and what you want, or do you try to make your parents happy?
But that's a fact. But you say community college, and that's probably why you think she went to school first.
Really?
He did.
I said go to community college first.
That's probably why
You know, I went to community college first, right?
I did too.
Oh, I'm about to say.
I did too.
So we all did.
But that's why you probably think you were cool first. I went to community college and fucking failed for that exact reason. Because I was going to school, I didn't really want to fucking be there, and I was telling my mom I was going to class, and I was going to Washington to play ball.
You had to call, you had to whip me. It's over for that.
I did it.
It was times I was on my way to class, and Tone and Cartel them hit me up like, who? And I be like,
See, I did it a different way. I would take the bus. I had all morning classes because I worked. I would say like from
That's
like
how
2
mine
to
was
from
in
like
the
2 to 8.
see, now my shit was all over.
But I was just so close to Rutgers that I would literally just stay out there.
See, mine was different. Mine was more so like I had class in the morning, but if my job called me to come in early, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to work. Like,
Yeah.
I need that money on Friday.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, you different. Class, homework, I'm going to sleep. What you mean? I'm going to
Definitely
sleep.
going to play ball.
I went to work.
I was going to class, work, but after that,
I went to work.
David was on 1 or 2 campuses.
But the thing about y'all though, I give y'all credit, man. Y'all niggas made it. I couldn't make it here. I had to leave. Like Florida was the best decision I made in my life. Cause here, I couldn't make it here. It was too many distractions. I wasn't focused enough.
You say that. You gotta mentally tell yourself, like, you gotta.
But I'm saying now, yeah. When I was fucking 19, 18, nah.
Yeah. But
Nah,
that's
I
also the
needed
reason.
Florida.
But that's also the reason why I didn't go to. I didn't go straight to university
Me too.
Facts.
because it was that, and then the pressure of my 2 older brothers flunked out.
Facts.
I already know the mindset I was going into, because when I used to take visits for football, I wasn't even listening. Like the overnight visits, like you had to do shit with the team. Like, I'm not part of the team yet. I'm not doing shit. Y'all go. I'll be over here with the bitches. Like, I'm not doing. When I went to Willie P for my overnight visit, well, I'm not talking. I'm not dealing with y'all niggas. Like, I didn't even stay with the team.
I'm not even surprised.
I didn't even stay like the doors we were supposed to stay in. I didn't even stay with the team. Like,
Body lifestyle.
Let me.
I was just like, nah.
I'll be pivot. We getting low off topic. It's usual.
It's the same shit.
What we talking about?
It's all the same shit. It's all the same shit.
Right decisions. I just feel like, but like, when it comes to basically like, we're gonna run this back in. When you come like the pressures of college, the stress it create, but also the pressure and stress you, like we say, you get from your family.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit be a lot because it almost be like
unsaid pressure though.
A lot of it be like, I ain't gonna lie, like me going to graduate school was for my mom. That had nothing to do with me. Nothing. I did not want to go to graduate school because I was already at the Mon State. After I had got my bachelor's degree, I done bust my ass in my bachelor's degree. I graduated with a 3.5.
Yeah.
I got my bachelor's degree, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get a couple years out.
Yeah.
I can barely get a job in this field without knowing somebody.
Yeah.
Without you know, you in the same field.
Yeah.
So you gotta know somebody. They want you to work 1,000 internships, and hopefully you get lucky and meet a supervisor who willing to fucking basically champion you to
Right.
somebody and get you a
Take
job.
chance on you.
Yeah, so it's like you gotta have. It's like they call it having a sponsor.
Right.
Like, make sure you have somebody that'll sponsor you. But it's like I look at it like I done accrue 100,000 in debt, got a bachelor's degree, and I make subpar money. But I got $100,000 in debt that's supposed to be paid off. That debt never fucking get in my lifetime at the money I make now.
Yeah.
And then my mom like, well, you gonna get your master's degree. Like, I'm telling you, you gonna make money. And I'm
That's
just
why
like,
I'm not getting my license for that very reason.
that's what I'm saying.
All
I
it
only went
says, like you
for my
say,
mom.
it means that
It's like because your family put that pressure on you, like, damn, I don't want to disrespect my parents, so I'm going to go because like I want to make sure. But at the end of the day, we gotta understand, like, when you get older, you gotta start yeah, exactly. You can't.
you have an identity. Period. What they wanted for you stopped at 18. Like, now it's what you want for you. Yeah, these were their beliefs. Now you gotta create your own. These were their goals. Now you gotta create your own. This is what they wanted for you, but they gotta understand that you gotta mind your own. This is what you want to do, and it's hard for our parents to do that because they still look at us as kids, and that's how they was conditioned. Oh, my mom wouldn't let me do this. Or my mom would have.
I guess that's where I'm like, I would say like an outlier because my parents,
I about to say your parents.
Like
Your parents like that. Your parents raised you different.
Yeah.
I can tell by how you talk about your parents.
like, but like I don't try to like brag. But I didn't like. I mean, I grew up in a single parent household where my dad was always around. But it's more so like I always say this: like God picks your parents.
Yeah.
For a reason.
Right.
If I didn't have my parents, like especially me and Deja, we would be completely different because we're just so strong-minded. We're just not gonna listen.
Right.
Whereas like our parents kind of let us fuck up.
So you can learn. Like they'll learn.
Like
They probably understood. Like y'all had to learn the hard way.
we all knew getting a Zell an apartment in college was a horrible idea.
But y'all let him
They
do it.
let him do it because like that's
What he wanted to
essentially
do.
what he wanted. That's what he felt. But that's also was his downfall too. So it's like, but they let him.
Too many booty calls, huh?
They let him be active. It wasn't even that. It was just. It becomes that point where it's like, do you want to go to class? Or do you want to get high and play Madden all day? That's what
Definitely mad. 19?
That's what it
He's at 19. Oh yeah.
That's what it comes down. That's what it really came
Let's
down
do this
to.
lecture
So
for
it's
an
just
hour.
like-
We'll be in here playing Madden, chilling. Yeah.
So it's like you gotta look. It was a horrible idea, but he came home.
Nah, that's a fact.
Dad was like, you gotta figure out what you want to do. He started working. He was like, all right, I think I want to go back to school. My dad was like, when you know you want to go back to school, let me know. Then we could.
Word.
Same with my
So
mom.
they
I told my mom, I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to go to school. She's like, all right, take the year off, see what you want to do.
Word. So they basically empowered y'all
Yeah.
to make decisions, but also to
Yeah.
fail, to figure it out. Whereas like a lot of parents don't like trying to do that because they, and it's in a good sense where like they don't want you to fail. Like, I did this, I failed, so I want you to.
They don't
do it
want
this
you
way.
to go through what
And
they
I
went
think
through.
it's-
That's
yeah.
what the main line
Right.
is. I went through that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get you to not
I
go through
think
that.
a lot of times parents don't even realize a lot of shit they do
Mm-hmm.
when you talk about
Drives
mental
you to
health.
do it.
No, not just drives you to do it, but it affects you in the long run.
Right.
And it's crazy.
Mhm.
And I'm a dead say this on camera because I texted him on Christmas and told him this too.
Mm-hmm.
So like the relationship between me and my dad, like I said, it has a lot to do with my anger issues.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of shit I dealt with as an adult. I remember me and David was talking one time. He said something that stuck with me. He was like, I know what you like. You know, he might not have been around when you was younger, but that's still your dad. And if like, I know y'all might not have a relationship now, but y'all can build that relationship. At the time when he said it, I was just like, I ain't trying to hear that bullshit, Sharif. Like, that nigga, nah. And as I got older, and I started really like, man, let me. I'm realizing this shit has affected me in a way that's affecting the rest of my life that I can't hold on to no more.
Right.
So me and my dad started really building a relationship, and like where we at now, we're in a way much better place. Like we're way closer. We talk more often. I have no resentment or anger towards him. So I text bro on Christmas and told him how much I appreciate you for that.
But that
It's like,
also
most people would just be like, "Damn, yeah, that's crazy."
Yeah.
But that's also like he grew up with his dad. He understood what that relationship was for him.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like. I'm like,
And it's
damn,
also too,
you
it
don't
be
realize
like,
how much that should affect you.
right.
Mhm.
It's when you don't know, but then when you start to realize, and that's a part of self-care. Like you gotta also know like when to let go, because what we went through as kids had nothing to do with us. Like
Nothing.
how we grew up
That's
had nothing to do with us. How we was treated had nothing to do with us. Had something to do with what our parents and what they went through and they mind, they mental.
Mhm.
They mentals probably wasn't all the way together when they had us, or maybe not be together ever.
Mhm.
But as you get older and it affects you, you like, all right, damn, like this fucking with me.
You peep shit.
Like, yeah,
Like I peep, like my memory is fucking crazy. I peep everything.
yeah,
Facts.
yeah. And that's why, like, when I started doing like my self evaluation and like working on my own mental health, like I always tell myself every day, like, remember the people actions towards you has nothing to do with you, got everything to do with them. But it has nothing to do with you. What they say, what they
Crazy.
do, how they
Because I
feel
have
towards
the
you,
same- 'cause
has
people
nothing to do
say
with you.
Because people say I'm cocky, which depending on how you look at it, I could be.
Confident.
I said how you view yourself is gonna reciprocate how you view me. So if you view yourself as less than,
Don't
of
project
course
how you feel about
I'm gonna
you
be
on me.
cocky to you because
Yeah.
you don't think you the shit.
Right.
It sounds
That's true.
asshole, but
That's facts.
No, I say that all the
if
time.
I
But people,
But I mean,
people
we all
project
are.
how they feel about themselves
Yeah,
on
like,
you
yeah.
majority of the time. So if people treating you bad and talking to you bad and being
Yeah.
mean and acting weird and telling you this, it's because that now you know that, damn, like you going through a lot with you. Like they don't got nothing to do with you. Like with like me. Like what you say about me don't got nothing to do with me. It's all about how you feel because either you admire how I carry myself, you want to be that way, or you envy because you don't know how to get there.
It's crazy.
And instead of being like the type of person like, well, I wanna, how you do that? Like what you do when you get up? Like how you talk to yourself? Like what you do? Instead they're like, no, they think they all that. No, they
It's
think they
crazy.
shit.
I remember it's crazy to think that because I remember talking to bro 13, and he used to always talk about, yeah, motherfuckers be telling me this, and I've been talking about this too much, and flashing this, and talking about something be humble, and he was like, man, I'm not going to be humble. He was like, man, go look up the definition of be humble. Because I used to always like, humbly this, humbly that. He was like, man, being humble is basically telling yourself to be lesser than what you are.
Yep.
Like, why should I put down how I feel about me and what I think of myself because you want to feel better about yourself? Like, nah, put yourself on my level then.
Yeah.
Like, now it's crazy.
I put myself on the pedestal.
Ever since I looked at the definition of that word, and I was like, man, I stopped using that word.
Yep.
I stopped using it. I'm not, man, fuck that humble shit.
2018, I stopped using that word. I didn't know he even told you that, but I stopped using that word 2018, December 9th.
It was crazy we was talking about that shit. I never thought about it. Because I'm like,
I use words wrong. There's a different way to use humble and it be correct.
Right.
I know. But people would say, like I said, people would look at him and say he got success. Oh, be humble. You can go back. Like, nah, they don't tell me not to.
Right.
Because like for you think I'm bragging. I'm just trying to be cocky.
Because that's how you look at it.
To this person, because when I look at this shit, that's inspiration.
Super.
I'm calling bro like, yeah,
but that's remember I asked you the other day. I was like, is that really him or is that like?
Oh yeah.
I don't know him.
Yeah, you don't know him. I know that.
So I'm like, is that really him or is that like?
Nah, that's bro.
But I can say I can live with that because that's him.
Right.
Yeah, like he being fake.
If it's not him, then it's like
yeah. If it's not authentic, then that's
why
different.
when he do it, I don't be surprised. That's who he is. Like,
now that I see it, now I'll be like, all right, word. But
some people may look at
got a crazy ass story too, so it's like
his story OD.
I'm not. But if I was in his place, I'm not gonna not.
Nah. But the thing is,
show off my blood.
People don't even realize but people like that, like she said, they project how they feel about themselves to other people. He do that shit to inspire and literally will help anybody if you ask him and he's serious.
Right.
But they look at him like he cocky and he this, that, and the third. But I'm like, the nigga go out his way to do shit that I tell a nigga like, I don't know why you doing that. That's like you doing too much, bro. Like,
it come back full circle.
But it do come back full circle.
But it don't. But it won't.
It's just like
not always monetized though. It's always other.
Nah, it's always other ways. There's always other ways. He blessed in many other ways. And I told him like it's a lot of shit I just don't have the patience to deal with. Like I'm not.
You think you don't.
You think you don't.
You tell yourself you're just not in a position to have the patience.
He just don't tell himself that he got patience.
That's what.
Cause I am patient.
I'm a very
patient person. I know I'm a patient person.
With things.
It's just
certain things, right? Because with that, you're not patient. That's a choice.
I'm not going to be patient with people wasting my energy or time.
Oh, well, that's
I'm never going to be patient.
That's completely.
That's what they do with him. I'm not going to be patient with that. That's not.
It's not. But you don't do it for them.
Right. There you go. That's what I was about to say.
That's true.
Once you do it for them, then you already lost the battle. Because then it's like you're trying to please them. You're doing it because
that's what you want to do.
And it's out of the kindness of your heart.
Right.
When you do it from when it comes from a genuine place. When it comes from a genuine place, it's never going to be satisfied.
Right.
The satisfaction is never going to be there completely because if it's genuinely done and it's genuinely accepted, I have a quote. It's genuine gratitude is never satisfied.
Right.
You can never be grateful enough if you're really
genuine.
If it's coming from a genuine place.
Right.
So if you're looking at it as like, oh, if they're gonna do it, they're gonna waste my time, then you already lost the battle going in, because
you go in knowing that they might and they might not. But I know I gave what I needed to give for them to make
whether or not they do it or not, you gotta come from a place like I'm gonna give you 110%.
So with that being said, am I repeating that cycle with the same individuals?
No, because that's when you protect energy.
That's my point.
You protect time.
That's my point.
But it's also trial and error.
Right.
But you gotta also think it's like you're gonna do that sometimes with family. I don't care what nobody say. Everybody, ain't nobody this ignorant, but like when you get success, you want to share that with, or financial success, you want to share that with your family and have them in the same room.
You gotta be smart.
You gotta be smart. You gotta be smart. You definitely gotta be smart. But it's like if your family not trying to receive it,
then that's on them.
But that's the toughest part.
See, that's why
for me, I'm saying like for a lot of people,
I'm
saying for me either, but for a lot of people, that's the toughest part.
Yeah, because my mom or my sister won't allow it. I could be fine. I could be fine.
They definitely won't allow it.
Mom, I'm about to say, your mom is just like mine.
Yeah,
they won't allow it.
They ain't allowing that. Nah, hell no.
So, if it happens, it happens. And it's like, I can only do but so much.
That's a fact.
And I'm naturally a giving person, which a lot of people don't see that, but I gotta tell myself, I gotta cut back. I had to do that with family too, and it's like, but they also know not to ask me for shit.
Never ask Dave for shit. Never.
That's how it was with him. He always saying no.
I would never ask these niggas for shit, bro. But in a heartbeat, they'll give me. If they got it, they'll give it to me.
But if I got it, then I'm gonna do that.
I always tell people like, niggas know, everybody I know, niggas know not to ask me for shit. But if you need it, alright. Like I'll be here if you need it. Now if you just want it, I ain't got it.
Yeah, I
If you just want it,
But if y'all know you need it,
this box of cigarettes.
I can move some. I can move some stuff around.
Yeah, like if you need it, alright. Yeah, we can make some.
We can get it. Like
I'm gonna be here when you need it, but like you just want it,
Yeah,
and you trying out of convenience. You want to ask me, like nah, because I know you can figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
I know you can figure that out. Because you would
But some people need to hear no too.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah, you want to hear no? Hit me up. You know a lot.
Hear no.
I do now too.
See, I learned that, but that's some shit. That's where my dad come in. I learned that shit from him all day. But he also the type where it's like, if you need it, tell me what you need. Don't say I need money. Tell me what you need, because he the type where it's like, all right, I give you 100, but like, all right, damn, I need it too. He's like, you should have asked for it. Deal with it. So he'd give me the 100, but then like,
If I need it
you
too.
didn't ask for it. Him and my uncle the same exact way. They be like, it's not what you asked for. That's why I'm real anal on like when you get pissed off or like when you certain shit that you say, I be like, but that's what you asked me. That's how
That's where
you ever met my son.
His dad and his uncle.
My
I know he
dad
came somewhere.
is OD with my dad is OD with that shit. Like
Semantics,
OD.
Alright. But when it comes to stuff like that, I get that. Because, like, it's crazy. People will get offended when, like, somebody hit them up. I think you had mentioned before. Somebody hit you up and they just asked for something. I'm like, oh. And you was like, oh, well, shit, how you doing? How do you too?
I had a good,
But and for me, I'm like, nah, for real. But you know what's crazy? For me, I'm cool with that. Don't hit. I ain't. You know why I'm cool with that? Don't hit my phone faking like you trying to check on me.
No, but
how you?
But that wasn't. That's not what I was saying. But that's not what I was saying.
See, I don't mind that.
No, that's not what I was saying. What I was saying was address me first. Like, don't just hit me up and say, oh, I need XYZ. Hello. You don't gotta ask me how I'm doing.
Man.
Say hello. Say good morning. Like, address me properly before you talk to me.
You go.
But people don't even do that. Like, they just start talking.
I'm cool with that too. Cause don't waste my time.
No.
Saying hello is not wasting somebody's time.
Get right to the point.
You can get right to the
say
point.
hi. No. Just ask the question so I can say no.
So
and go about our day.
this is how I protect my space and my energy and the people around me. Like, I'm gonna respect you in that sense. When I come around you, I'm gonna speak. When I talk to you, I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna address you properly. I'm gonna say hello. I'm gonna say hi. I'm gonna say good evening. I'm gonna say good morning. When you come in my presence, I need that return. The people who do not do that do not get that no more. That's why I say that. Not because you're not getting straight to the point. I want you to get straight to the point because in 5 minutes, I ain't gonna be able to be on this phone.
I do it because I'm petty.
Yeah, but that's different.
It is. So if I know you don't want to talk to me, I'm gonna be in your face all day. Hey, how you doing? Because I know it's gonna piss you off. But it's a satisfaction to me because at that point it's like I did nothing to you, so why are you pissed off? So
but
I'm
that's
gonna just
different.
keep pissing
It don't
you
make
off.
me mad. It's just I set the tone.
Yeah.
Because when I respond, I say, hey, how you doing? XYZ, and I answer.
Yeah, but I think also,
and then some people don't remember, like you said, we were just raised that way. Not saying that people raised wrong or raised, they just, some people just don't think to do it.
Indifferent.
Yeah, or indifferent. Like, some people just don't think to do it either. It just come to their mind and they spitting it out. I get that too. But
I'm cool.
it's just who I am. Like, that's just how I am. I appreciate people that address
That
me.
could be also how you was raised though, because it's like
Yeah,
you gotta know how to talk in certain situations too.
yeah.
When it's like, like no matter, it's like you always say, you put on quote unquote your white people voice. You can say whatever how you look at it. There's a way that you have to be able to mingle in every crowd.
Exactly.
And be comfortable.
Know how to speak
but
the
be
language.
comfortable though.
Yeah.
Man, they've learned it. Heard them on a conference call.
Chill. But be comfortable though. But it's also like if you see me around adults or like older adults, you'll be like, this is a whole different nigga. But like it's always just man, no man, yes sir, no sir.
Because it's like
I know when and where to use it.
Like, you can't be that way. Around
some people don't, but some people not, especially in our generation.
Oh yeah,
don't
they just think you just be around no matter who. It's like
There's
if I'm around people, parents, and
there's a level of
grandparents,
respect. Now once I get comfortable and I know like you doing it, then it's like all right, I get it.
It's just like a level like
some
people
room.
feel like they're an adult. It's just like I get around people's parents. I don't use profanity, even if their parents don't care.
Facts.
I do not use profanity around people's parents.
I know, and if I
because
do, I apologize.
Yeah, because I don't do that around my mom.
Well, I'm cursing from my parents though.
I don't. Rarely I do it.
Only reason why because I've been cursing in front of them since I was like 10. So it's like
it was your parents though, but you would never see me go around your parents.
Yeah, but they don't care.
I know they don't care, but it's just constantly.
Nah, I get it, but I never curse in front of your mom, though.
Yeah, I mean, she probably wouldn't care.
No, but it's just
see, that's what I'm saying.
And it depends on what day it is. Just one day she might care, like why you cussing in front of me like that? Because you know how she be too.
Yeah,
like
it become too much.
But I'm also big on like
my mom get right.
If I'm coming over to somebody's house,
I know.
Speak to speak to the man and the woman at the house type shit. Like you always your mom home till I say out like. Just so ain't no, but a lot of people just don't like. There's certain unwritten rules, like shit that's not really taught. That's like missing in the generation. And like
I don't see. The thing is, like it's not taught anymore because we learned it from somewhere.
No, we was taught it.
My point. It's not taught anymore. Like it's not being taught because we was taught it. We ain't just developed out of nowhere. We was taught that. You don't walk in nobody's house and not speak. Yeah. It don't matter who it is. You don't walk people's house and don't speak. Yeah. You don't use profanity around adults. Why should you talk to them?
It's, I don't know. It's just the disconnect from our generation to the older generation. Like, if you're going full circle, it's just I guess that's where the biggest gap is.
But that's where like I think a lot of the trauma comes from. It's the disconnect for me is like they don't understand our generation. But they don't take accountability for our generation.
They understand. See, I think they understand it.
They see a lot. If they do,
they see a lot of them. They see a lot of themselves in us.
All right, if they do, they don't. I think they do, and they detach themselves from it. Or the generation different. We wasn't like this.
Because you know.
But it was like who raised this generation?
You know what it is. You know what it is.
You
never want. I should say that. I shouldn't say you never want. When you're presented with what your past was, it's kind of hard to swallow that pill.
True first. Mm-hmm. But also,
we're our parents' generation.
Right.
It's just done.
Right.
It's just done through social media, kind of. That's all it really is. We're our parents' generation.
That's a fact. But the thing is, when you gonna take accountability for that? That's the problem.
It's hard to take. It's hard to accept
but we don't
the lows of your life.
You gotta think about like we don't grow the way parenting was.
Yeah.
All that shit is gonna change with our generation because we understand a lot of this shit some of our parents did was not conducive to fucking mentally healthy fucking kids and adults.
Mm-hmm. Some of it, we also gotta accept that some of it was though.
Well,
you do.
So can we talk about what in particular? Because I know, like, growing up, like, talking back is disrespectful, or speaking your mind is disrespectful. When essentially,
how is it done though? There's a tone and there's a time and a place for it.
I mean,
I
get what you're saying, but sometimes that ain't always the case.
Right.
No, it's not, but. That also goes back to like not cursing in front of adults. There's certain
but you don't gotta curse.
No, I get that, but it's just like
if we in the middle of a conversation, I'm like, no, I don't agree with that.
See, that's a different story. But then if you saying I disagree is different than storming off or raising your voice higher than what they're doing. That's what
different.
I'm saying.
I said
that's what I'm saying.
That's something back. Not like being disrespectful, like F you or. Just
but that's what I'm saying. It also depends on the tone and how and then what's being said.
The tone shouldn't matter. If you're not yelling at me, how I say it, my body language, my emotions, if it's not offensive in a way where I'm not giving you the middle finger or I'm not swinging at you, I should be able to say and speak how I feel because these are my emotions. Like this is how I'm reacting to it. For you to tell me that the way I'm reacting is wrong or is disrespectful.
That I don't agree with.
Yeah, like that's
but
that's how some of the older generation is. Like,
but I've seen some to where it's like.
But I'm saying I get what
they cross that line.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I agree. People cross the line. But if we being real, a lot of the older generation is like that. If you don't, you live in my house and you go by my rules. And if you don't want to follow my rules or you disagree with my rules, you're being disrespectful.
And you can get out.
That's not like.
Even if you disagree, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, Wanda.
But but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like even those kind of things, like that's not something we're going to continue.
Yeah.
Nah.
Because like it
But
just
I also
doesn't
feel
make
like,
sense.
but something like simple as like doing chores, I feel as though something like that. It may like enforce us to do chores. I feel as though like
I'm
that.
not saying, but see,
certain things like that.
It's always pros and
Yeah.
cons. I just think it's certain things that
Yeah.
they were taught that's been thrown down to us from
Yeah.
slavery that we was using as really toxic to our growth, and then it was good things to it. Obviously,
But
like
also,
I think it's pros and cons to all of
for
it.
me and my brothers, I know
when it comes
us
to
getting
mental
beaten
health-
helped.
But when it comes to mental health, that's not something anybody has ever talked about
Yeah,
ever in our community.
yeah,
That's really a new thing now. We take that serious.
yeah.
It's like back then, if you say you need a therapist, ain't nothing wrong with you. You ain't crazy.
Correct.
I got you crazy to get a therapist.
Might be crazy.
Like,
Might.
What is crazy?
Oh, I
I
don't know.
don't know.
Exactly.
I
That's
don't
subjective.
know. I don't know. I don't want to know what crazy is though. I don't want to know what toxic is either. So I don't know.
Most overused. That was the most overused word this year.
Toxic.
Yes,
There's a lot of toxic shit this year.
I guess. I mean, we call everything toxic.
Right.
It is though.
If you like pizza, you toxic.
What's toxic though? Depends on how you look at it. You gotta look at it from a different lens, bro. But that's my biggest thing. Like this year, I'm trying to look at it from. I'm trying to look at things from a different perspective.
That's good though.
Cause it's like
There's always
I know if I
That's
look
why-
at it from David's POV, it's never gonna.
But remember,
it's never
remember
gonna.
I was telling you that. I was like, that's why after a while, I stopped debating on Facebook.
Yeah.
I stopped debating with people.
So you guys, you don't
Because
know how people
everything
look
is,
at it.
everybody's perspective is different.
Mhm.
And like, I've
Some
argued
people
with
are
enough
just
people.
dumb.
See? That's how you know he's still
Some people just dumb.
still debates.
Some people are just dumb,
The thing is, you gotta
bro.
realize you can say what you want. It don't matter what you say. You're not gonna change that person's opinion.
That's fine, but you're just dumb.
That's
That's
cool.
your perspective.
Like when we debate,
No.
I know it's a chance we can change one of our opinions.
Because smart. You know what we're talking about. Like the fuck? If you don't know what you talk about, you don't know what you're looking for. Say
It's just ignorant. It's not dumb. Like it's just lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge.
it could be that too, but like say if
Or lack of understanding the knowledge that they got too. Like you said, like it's perspective.
how
they
you would
take
look
it.
at a set of hair will be completely different than what I look at a set of hair. But I'm not then gonna tell you, oh, you're wrong because you're you're an expert at it. But I'm not gonna then tell you you're wrong or
Yeah.
how you view it.
Yeah.
You will look at me like I'm dumb, like nigga. I'm trying to tell you. Like,
No, I would try to see.
no. See,
You
we're
can't.
too different.
Yeah,
You're
because
dumb.
it's just type
You're dumb. You're dumb. Because at that point it's your ego. At that point it's your ego trying to filter
That's
the
what
correction
Mhm.
rather than you trying
Trying
to
to be
learn a lesson.
receptive.
That's what,
Right.
Yeah.
That's why when you get into debates and arguments, most humans are programmed to get defensive. Which is why most people don't listen to understand, they listen to respond.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you automatically get defensive. But when you get to a point where you're smart enough to be like, all right, let me not get defensive. Let me just understand this perspective.
Yeah.
And if he makes some sense, I'm gonna be like, all right, you may be
I
right.
also was
Let me
like,
go look that up. Or nah, you're wrong. This is why.
Or I understand your point of view, but I still disagree.
I'm good with that.
Or
You
you're
got a
wrong.
comment or two out of me. All right, agree or disagree.
Or you're wrong.
For real, agree or disagree. I'm cool with that. Like him, nah, he not.
Or you're wrong.
He just you wrong.
You're wrong.
So what do y'all do to like for y'all mental health? Like
Meditate.
You meditate
Yeah. Well, a little bit of that in prayer. I guess it's
like
combined.
every day.
Yeah, I try to. I have to. For me, at least, I can't.
Right. That's what's up.
But like certain days, I know like if I don't pray or if I don't like take time for myself, then I know like I feel that something's off.
Mm.
But I know me though, so it's like
Right.
I know certain people like talking to their mom or their dad or something like that.
Like they
Like
have
that.
their event.
Yeah, like certain like for me, it's just like my moment with God and my moment with myself. That's the biggest part for me.
Solitude. That's mine.
Yeah. At least I'll probably say like after the bout of depression I had in my senior year, I think that's what really helped me.
Right.
So
even if you don't believe in God or whatever it is, like
well,
you gotta get with yourself.
I didn't say you're dumb after that.
Yeah, but I mean
You don't believe in God.
But that's your opinion.
There's certain things on like that's presented to us that just like.
But we're not even gonna talk about that.
Okay, like.
Because we all.
But we all believe in God.
Yeah.
It's okay to believe in God and
not
science too, but some people think like you can't believe in science if you believe in God, or like if you believe in God, you can't believe in science. I think they go hand in hand.
I believe in me.
Who made you?
God. I believe in God. Like,
Either.
I wasn't debating it.
Huh?
I was just saying.
I believe in black women.
I believe black woman is God,
That was my point.
but that's a whole different segment.
Yeah, we know.
It's another episode, guys. We'll get in that another
That's a
episode.
whole different bag for me.
You know, we ain't gonna get into that.
Shout out to the.
Cause I don't even know if I want to talk about. We might have to, but because I'm gonna hurt some feelings when it comes to religion. I don't really.
In a racial relationship?
No, religion.
Oh, I don't believe in
Me and
that.
my mom
Shit's-
had this conversation. She gets upset.
Right.
But as far as doing what I do for my mental health, I want to start meditating. Right now, it's like I want to start getting more solitude, which I got away from. And my therapist is my fiance.
See, I actually want to go to therapy though.
Yeah, I want to go to therapy. I'm just saying for right now.
Yeah.
Like, that's the person I vent to
Yeah.
and talk to, and my sister.
About the six.
What about you? Oh, you said yourself, right? Or no?
Well, nah, I do solitude, but I do like a bunch of different stuff. Like words of affirmation to myself. Like I wake up and I talk to myself in the mirror. Like I look at myself and I tell myself like.
Those are the healthiest conversations.
Yeah, like I talk to myself.
It's just when you answer yourself, you're crazy.
That
But
anyway,
like,
she answered.
I got like this thing I go by every day. I think I had texted to you earlier. And like on I do solitude Sunday, make up your mind Monday, take care of yourself Tuesday, work on it Wednesday, thug it out Thursday, figure out needs Friday, and strategize your needs Saturday. So like I do that all in perspective to what I need and myself, like self growth, every day.
See, I got feel good Fridays
I'm
and the
good.
butterfly lounge.
Ooh, the butterfly lounge.
Feel good Fridays and the butterfly lounge. Stole
Yes,
some
sir.
good music.
Trust me,
Right.
that has nothing to do with mental health.
Yes, you do. Yes,
The candles
you do.
burning.
Yes, you do.
I mean, it do.
You gotta
It
create
do.
that. You gotta create the ambiance, man.
I do, but you know,
For me.
And who else?
For me.
for me.
Me, myself, and I. I'm
Yeah.
three different people.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
David, Santos, and Bobby. All three of these have to. We gotta harmonize.
Nah, but that's really what I do, and then like just making a schedule for it. Like I make time for me. I do so much that I have to make time for me. And like even people with kids, like you gotta understand, like when you got kids, like you ain't gonna never be good to them until they can see you being good to yourself. Like you could want to do all this shit, but you'll be all over, everywhere, thinking you working hard, getting money, buying them shit. But like if they see you mentally done, that's not teaching them nothing. So when I take time from Tanai so she can see like how I'm making myself glow, like she looking at that like, oh, okay, like you know what I'm saying? Like they see that, and you gotta do that. And people be like, oh well, how you say it kind of seems selfish. Like hell yeah, I'm selfish.
Gotta be so.
I gotta do for me before I can do for her.
That's what I'm
So if I take time
You can't pour from an empty cup.
at all, and if
I'm learning
at
that
all.
bar. I'm learning that now though. I'm really learning like now, like recently now, like I have to be more selfish when it comes to shit.
I'm selfish with
Like,
my
when it comes to
time,
me.
my money, my friends, my family, my energy, my peace, all that. Like, all that. You ain't getting none of that from me. Like,
No, shit.
all of that.
I'm gonna sing y'all. I'm gonna sing all three of y'all if I remind me. Not to get religious, but there's a sermon where a pastor talks about this very topic, and it's
From who? What
I don't
pastor?
know. I forget his name,
I probably heard it. Like,
but it's called in the Bible. It's called Selah.
yeah.
It'll fuck your mind up. You'll be like,
Now, somebody sent me something like that,
what
like,
the
probably like
fuck?
6 months ago. And, it's like an hour.
It's sort of kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it fucks your mind up because then it's like, that's where I got that quote from. It's like you can't if
I
you're
can't
not
give
taking
you
care of
nothing.
yourself, I can't
give you nothing.
give you what's
Nothing.
not there.
Right. I gotta give it back to me. I gotta give it to me first.
Once
in order to be able to share
I'm
it with everybody else.
okay, then I could give you an abundance of me.
Right.
But I can't do that until me
Right.
is like till I'm okay. Like I can't.
I tell it to like a lot of my friends that got kids and stuff, and they be like, run down. I gotta do this for them, and I gotta do that for them, or whatever. And I just told like one of my friends, I'm like, yo, your kids gonna understand when you get older that you gotta take time, like, cause you started something that you wasn't ready for, which is cool. But like, if you don't take that time and step back and be like, look, I gotta do this for me. It sounds selfish. This really how I got over my stuff with my dad. He don't even know, but like. He did what he had to do. No, my dad.
Oh, okay.
Our dad. Like,
I didn't know how
like,
you meant. When you said
yeah.
no, I got to say
Yeah.
that. When you just said he, I didn't know.
nah, like that's what I
Oh.
like when I learned. Like, I'm like, he did what he had to do for himself to be okay, regardless of how it made us feel.
Yeah.
I respect that. Like, I respect that because at the end of the day, he would have never been able to do nothing moving forward if he didn't do that. Even if he ain't get there yet, like, I just respect the move. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because I know, like, in a place, I had to make a move for me in order to be me now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm more happy, like, a lot of stuff. Like, I'm like, I had to stop allowing people to dictate me.
Yeah.
And I had to do it. And that come with saying no and being selfish and protecting your energy at an all-time high. Like, even like what I was just saying, like how people address me, like that too. Like evil shit, negative shit come in many different ways and forms. Like you never know. So like that's just like that's where I'm on. Period. Like
Facts.
everything.
And that's what I'm just recently starting to really get to. Cause like
With the
when it
affirmation
comes
side
just-
of it.
Not even that, just being more selfish.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I'm real like, when it comes to people I don't fuck with, that's easy. But it's like people I love and I'm close to, I'm never gonna be selfish. So I'm always thinking about like, how I can make this person happy or make that person happy. What can I do for that person? Where it was really just had to really realize, and wifey told me this, and she told me it's like, you just, like, we're gonna be alright. Like, you need to worry about you.
Right.
And not feel bad about it. Just go be selfish
Right.
and not feel bad about it. Like,
Right.
and that shit hard when you just not naturally a selfish person. But it's kind of like, in order for me to get where I need to be, for y'all, I gotta do that.
And it's gonna be continuous battles. Like you gonna do stuff and try to do something for you, and somebody gonna say, "Oh, like make you feel bad about it," or like tell you that you're wrong, or like
I did switch up, nigga.
right. Absolutely. I ain't worked this hard to be the same.
So
Like, I'm changing. Facts. Like I did that on purpose. Like this is what I'm going for. People don't like
Hold it,
change.
man.
Like
Hopefully. Did I tell you sell drugs? No. Hove did that.
I'm crying. Yo, he's done.
Yo, go back and listen to a lot of Hove albums, bro.
Nah, like I got
It's a lot of fucking
I got that
gems,
from
bro.
the Carters. What is the new one with him and Beyonce? He said on there, he was like, if you don't understand, he was saying basically something like, with him and his wife, like, I'm cutting everything off, including the kid, like, for this. And if you don't understand that, you don't deserve to be my friend.
Yeah, but he also fucked up, so he kind of.
Yeah, but whatever. I'm not talking
I'm just putting context on how he said it.
Yeah, but how I
had to
perceive
change
it.
the weather completely. Nigga moved her to a whole different coast. Like, I respect it. That's a different kind of money.
I'm gonna get
Real
real.
different.
When you cheat and then you gotta move the whole family west, like that. That's a whole different kind of. Not because you wanted to, but you gotta get away from the hoes.
I'm crying, man.
Oh, I mean that's how. I mean, people saw it one way. I know how I saw it.
Yo, who mans is this?
Yours.
Wow.
I seen on Facebook you said your family now.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, welcome to the club.
I forgot you my new brother.
Facts. I got to check you out. My fault.
You know.
I still owe Deja a bottle shit. I don't know why I was gonna do that. She She finessed me, dog. But that's a whole different.
She going finesse. She going finesse. Nothing.
Yeah.
She going finesse.
But nah, so since we, let's take your mental health serious, man. Like,
Please.
It's definitely important. It's
Please.
definitely important for you, and if you got kids, it's definitely important for them to see the good example of like you really taking your mental health serious.
If 2020 ain't teach you something.
That 2020. It's been a test for
Been a
me.
mental
Oh yeah,
roller coaster.
because it put a lot of people in
Everybody.
the space they ain't want to be in home by themselves.
Like
Like,
thoughts.
and they thoughts.
And they gotta figure shit out.
Thoughts.
Right.
It's just my thoughts. It's just my thoughts.
Thoughts,
Said
real.
that too.
That's why even this year, like I read that book you had gave me, The Power of Positive Thinking. Like I mastered that. Like I read that book and I read it again because like my mom or somebody would say something to me, and before I get mad, like, why you talking to me like? Why you talking to me like that? But now I just be like, okay, like, and I don't feel the type of way. I don't feel like it's forced or nothing because that's really what it is. Like we in control of our thoughts, like our emotions. I say that all the time. Like this nigga used to get mad at everything.
Oh no, I can believe it. I shouldn't say I still have them,
But like,
I work through my anger now, whereas before I would just lash
right,
out.
like how you feel.
I still be mad sometimes.
Yeah, but like you could change that. Like you just tell yourself, you know what? Like anytime something happen, like I don't even look at the negative from the rip. I'm just like, all right, what good could come from this? Like how I can move positive in this like instance. If I lose money, whatever it is, like anything negative, is like I don't even get mad about it no more. I cry more so for being happy and thankful than I do for being sad, cause I don't even let myself get there. And I'd be like thankful for like vision because I see like when somebody do something crazy to me or something weird, like I peek and I be like, thank you for vision because now I know what's up with you. Like you got something going on with you that you need to heal and it don't got nothing to do with me. Like so I ain't even gonna get mad at you, coming at you crazy, do none of that. Like I just know like I'm in a place where I understand. So I ain't even gonna give you that energy because this what you need to continue to where you at. But you gotta move in a different direction and I ain't gonna help you do that. You gotta do that. So that's big too. Being in control of your emotions. People get on Facebook and being mad about little stuff. People say like, oh, he said this. So what?
That and you gotta be okay with people taking time for themselves.
Yep.
You gotta be okay with that. No matter how much you love them, how close you think you are. The relationship, if the relationship is supposed to be there, it's gonna be there.
Right.
All of that shit work itself out.
And that hurts. And I'm gonna speak on that now because like
you gotta be okay with people taking time for themselves.
I used to
Not
do
being
that,
selfish.
and people would be like, I was being funny until it happened to me. Like one of my friends, Brianna, like just ghosted, like super ghosted, and I'm like, what's up with my friends? Like with my, I talk to her, I don't hear from her. I'm like, damn, like, you know, that's my peoples. But like, not even thinking like I did this before too, not with her specifically, but like, it was just more so like, damn, like I know how that could make a person feel. But then when you, like I said, I used to be thankful for vision because I'm like, she might need that. Like, I'ma just, feel me, give her words of affirmation every other day. Like, I love you, sis. Like, feel me, whatever it is, like, do what you do.
Hit me when you ready. That's all I say. Hit me when you ready. I ain't gotta know what's going on. I don't want to know what's going on.
I don't need to know what's going on.
Business.
But I'm gonna let you know that I'm still around, like, for you. Like, I'm still, even if it's not nothing going on, you just not beat. Like, whatever it is, like, you gotta be able to understand that. And that's what, like, determines, like, your circle. Like, people who down for you. Like, people just automatically stop talking to them, like, oh, that nigga acting funny, or da-da-da-da. Like, nah, like, they ain't even attuned with they self enough to know, like, they taking that time.
And, like, people need to normalize, like, I don't gotta talk to you every day, every week, once every month. Nothing, man. I got people I know I really fuck with, I can talk to them once every 6 months. And the vibe never changed. But then you got certain people who be like, oh, you don't hit me up, you be acting like, it's like the phone work both ways. And it's not that deep. We both got lives. We're not kids no more. Like, it's like we don't have to talk to somebody every day to be cool with them.
Right.
We need to really normalize that shit. And a lot of people need to get over themselves. You're not the only person dealing with shit. So if somebody not hitting you up or not responding,
Ain't got nothing to do with you.
Ain't got shit to do with you. They could just not want to be dealing with nobody. Like, that's it. It ain't personal about not wanting to talk to you or they acting funny or they not being there. It could be. It could be.
But that's something you gotta answer yourself.
Yeah, for figure out.
You gotta realize.
Because people know.
Yeah.
People know. People know.
It could be themselves saying like, "Oh, I know I fucked up," type shit. And it's like,
Sometimes
like
people
a guilt
know.
trip.
People
And
know. I
normalize
wanted to
forgiving
be
yourself for past stuff. Like making mistakes and decisions. Like don't eat at yourself on that. We be our worst critics. Like I done did mad stuff that once upon a time I was ashamed of. Like you ask me about some shit now, I'm like, that's what I did. Like
Yeah, I fucked up.
and you know what I'm saying? Like I did it. Like maybe it was wrong, maybe it wasn't, but like
That's a fact. That was another hard. That was another hard one for me too.
yeah, like you gotta forgive yourself.
It's just more so for doing shit that hurt people you love. Like, as you know, you ain't mean to hurt them, but you be like, damn, like, that was fucked up.
And forgive people who not sorry. That shit helps too.
Oh, forgiveness don't be for them. It should be for you.
It be for you, but that's what I'm saying. You have to forgive people who not sorry. So
You
you
gotta
can
put
be
it in
better.
the air though, just so they're aware. Like, oh, like, we good. Like I ain't got no. I mean,
don't have to.
fuck with you no more.
You don't have
But
to.
we good.
You don't have to put it in the air. You don't have to put it because once a person realize they'll come back. Like they'll come and they'll understand.
Nah, see, I just want
And
to
even
put
if
it
they
in the air.
don't,
I don't want you to come back.
See where you at. Ain't no love lost.
No, I don't mean
That's what
come
I'm saying.
back,
I want you to come
I don't
back.
mean come
Just
back
know
in my
we
life,
good.
but you don't have to tell them that you forgave them. You don't have to.
I think you have to because sometimes that may eat at them.
That's their problem.
But that's why you. That's where.
Nah, because what
help,
you working
you
on
want to
is-
help them.
Nah, you
it's
work-
helping you and it's helping them at the same
Nah,
time.
you work on you. You don't worry about nobody else. That's what I'm talking about. You
No,
yourself.
you gonna be
I
fine.
don't gotta tell them nothing. If I forgave you, I forgave you. You'll see it in my actions. Because I'm not gonna treat you no different. I'm not gonna do nothing, but I may not bang with you.
I see it in a different lens.
Yeah, maybe.
Because if I see that whatever happened is affecting them, I'm a natural person. I'm a caring person. I'm gonna tell you, I forgave you. Don't worry about it no more. It's done. We're good. We're good. We may not be the same anymore, but we're good. Know that we're good. I'm gonna be straight. At this point, I'm worried about you because then a lot of that guilt eats at people.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I ain't worried about that because I'm worried about me.
But then, like, say something happened to them off of that guilt, then you don't want that.
That don't
on
have
your
nothing to do with
conscience.
me.
No, I'm
That's
saying you
still
don't want that on your conscience either.
That wouldn't be on my conscience. Because
Not
that's
on your conscience. Other people aren't you. That's what you got. You got to look at it from a different.
so you're
lens.
saying like, all right, so if somebody did something in regards to me and I forgave them, and I don't tell them, who conscience that's gonna be on if something happened to them? Like, what you mean?
No, because say if I did something
Mm-hmm.
to myself off of the strength of what you did, like say we were dating,
Mm-hmm.
but like you broke up with me, but like I took it real hard, but like you forgave me for whatever I did type shit,
Mm-hmm.
but you didn't tell me, but I still took it hard. Like something happened to me, then like consciously you may be like, damn, was it because of?
See, that's the problem.
That's what I'm saying. But some people, I'm not saying that you, but some people think like that though. That's
Right.
what-
But that's
in order-
why we talk about this.
There's nothing wrong with thinking like that. It's just in order to ease them
Right.
from whatever's going on with them,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta, essentially you have to, but
That's what
you
you
want
prefer to do.
the olive branch, you want to
Extend
the olive branch, so like, yo,
I'm not like that.
we good.
Because regardless of what I say to them, or even if I forgave them and I told them I forgave them,
Yeah.
people can be the type of people like, yeah, they said that,
Mhm.
but do they mean that? Like, and still do what they do, and I'm still
Mhm.
supposed to be like, dang, nah.
You ain't supposed to.
And it's also too like when people in tune with each other differently, like
Mhm.
I'm not worried about your feelings, your emotions, or any of that because I'm in tune with me.
Yeah.
So if I know I forgave you, whether you believe me or I said it, my actions will show. I'm not gonna be distant or whatever towards you. We may not kick it like we used to,
Yeah.
but how you feel about it is how you feel about it. I can't, even if something happened to you because you say that was because of that, has nothing to do with me. That's why, what I mean, like forgiving yourself too, like because knowing that what it may have happened in that instance, and they could have done because of that, they could have hurt themselves or whatever because of y'all's situation. But I'm never going to beat myself up because of the decision they made. But I get it.
But other people,
But I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
I don't talk about me. I'm talking about me.
I get it. That's what I'm saying. But like,
Yeah, so I get it.
if you know
but
you're dealing with that kind of person, you know you have to like.
you don't have to do nothing. That's your job to get that right.
Maybe
And that's
maybe
putting
it's
too much
that.
pressure on the other person. Like saying that, like you gotta let that person know. No, like in your heart, you gotta know that what I did to this person was wrong. Forgive yourself,
Yeah.
regardless if they forgave you. Like, forgive yourself. That's why it go hand in hand. Like, you forgive other people for yourself, and you forgive yourself for other people. Because it could go vice versa. For me.
So for me.
For me. That's how, you know. Because I know I broke some hearts and shit, but
Man,
I had to move on.
Bringing niggas out here?
No.
Alright, whatever.
I'm just saying, like,
You broke a couple hearts, bro.
no, I'm just saying, like, I may have made decisions that made people feel some type of way.
You ain't got to explain it to me. like you trying, cover it up. You ain't got to explain it to me.
Like, people just need to, you know, they need to work for themselves. Shut
You little ass boys, like, I just wanted to say.
No,
I felt it. I felt the energy.
I'm good.
So we done?
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm crazy.
But nah, so we definitely since we close to the end, you want shameless plug, you know, tayxslayxkollection before we close this out.
Taylor Richmond on Facebook.
You know.
Taylor's_first on Instagram, and my business page is tayxslayxkollection with a K. And my website comes soon, tayxslayxkollection.com. So tap in.
You know, we're gonna put the links in the description.
It's only description.
Just put the
man on it already.
Text it.
I just wanna put it right here.
Yeah.
Nah, alright, cool.
Never again.
We love you.
Advisory too. Y'all need that. Life insurance, financial advisory, all that good stuff. Good with the money.
I had to call my girlfriend. She needs one.
my money.
In the zone, man.
In the zone.
man.